Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the modelling world. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen? We all good?
Fine, thank you very much. Not too bad at all.
Seamless.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Good morning to everybody. Afternoon, evening, wherever time you watch it.
Wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, it's quite an exciting week this week. We've had lots of announcements and things come out. Normally we sit on here and say we've got nothing to talk about. But we have got a few things. So I don't know if we want to start with that.
Let's start with this. What's behind you? Or that one, or this one. Whichever one you want to talk about.
Right, okay. Start with yours then.
Well, it's quite an exciting release, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's took its while to get to the UK, but it's finally here. So we do have a nice new tooled B25.
So it's the first time we've seen a new tooled one in how many years? How old was your one that you built the other day? The monogram kit?
Oh, God, that's from the 70s. For this version, anyway, because obviously the old Accurate Miniatures one's from the 90s, isn't it? Which is the earlier version.
It's got the turret down the back. Yeah.
The old J one here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that is an older kit, because obviously Monogram did the J as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
The glass-nosed one at some point, but I don't know what the date was for that. But yes, we've got to be looking 70s, 80s for it. So it's been long overdue for a new tooled one. Definitely.
We've seen lots of other scales like 72nd and things like that, but nobody's actually tackled the 48th one. So we're assuming this is I wouldn't say a downscale, because that, as we know, that's clearly wrong. But obviously they did the 32nd version.
Yeah.
Which was a stonking kit, to be honest. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
I think it was we were talking about it, I know, on another show, but if you look at their early releases, they were a little bit basic of HK. And then they came out with a 32nd version of this, which is an absolute stonker. And it really is very, very nice. I've seen lots of them built up. Never tackled that kit myself, but it's fantastic. So to now see this now in 48 with that level of detail, and that's what we're talking about here, is the detail in this kit is proper on par, you know?
And unlike Matt's, you do get the nose weight with it, so it doesn't have to be a tail sitter.
This is true.
That is a good point. Hey, but at least Monogram built the prop in to keep the... to stop it being a
to hold it up, yes.
Yeah, they did. They thought that through, back in 1973 or whatever it was released. So fair play to Monogram.
So yeah, but the nice thing about this one is like I've said before, and I built the Lancaster last year, things like that. The level of detail is proper up there with this kit, and it is something I have to say that I've really fallen in love with HK models over the last few years. Built a few of their kits now, and they just don't fail. They are very, very nice. I know Matt obviously did the front end of that Lancaster in 32nd.
Yeah,
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, it's really good.
But it's nice to see this kit is finally out, because again, there's a lot of been spoken about. We need a new 48 scale B25 to be really nice, and then obviously HK dropped this one on us last year. So looking forward to doing it. I must admit, this one is going to go nicely in my stash for a build at some point, because it is a lovely, lovely kit. Looks very nice.
So, you can guarantee they'll bring out other versions, another version of it, won't they?
Yeah, we're going to get the strafer. This is obviously they do different length noses as well, don't they? Some have a longer nose and shorter nose. But this is your standard sort of glass front end with all the guns in it anyway. So it is a bit like a strafer version, but it's got all the glass work. Then they did, obviously, Matt's version, which was the solid front, wasn't it?
The shorter one with the big cannon in it. I think the glass one, was like the bomber version, weren't it?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the strafer one with the long nose one with all the machine guns in it. And then I think I did the H, which was the shorter nose one. I did like the big cannon in it, along with an array of other weaponry as well, like guns in that. So I tell you what, and also we've said this loads of times, but decal options and markings and nose arts for these, it's just there's loads and loads. It's just they always look good, don't they? So
absolutely, yes,
exciting, really. It's good kit. Good kit.
It does. Obviously, I'll get a review of this one hopefully done this week. I've got a bit of a backlog now to get through some reviews, but I will catch up with those, and we'll get this one up with you just as soon as we can. But yeah, it's one of those kits where I don't get excited, but I do about this, because it's a B25. We've wanted one of these, and I think it's just going to be a really nice, up-to-date one. And I know we've been harping on about the golden age of modelling being Monogram, and Monogram Matt just finished his, which looked absolutely stunning, and the level of detail inside it is amazing. And when you think that kit is best part of 45 years, 50 years old, to see the level of detail that's got into it, again, then you get something brand new tooled up to it. I don't think there'll be that much difference because it's beautifully detailed, that monogram one inside. But hopefully this one will just be a little bit more fit happy and go together. And again, little things you have got in here, because there is a nose weight as well. So there's a giant lump of lead floating around in there, or whatever it is, to hopefully there'll be a nice fit, screw-in fit somewhere.
At least they thought about it, though, weren't they? To be honest, like I say, to put a nose weight in it. I think this is obviously from the 50-year difference between the one I built, obviously the old monogram one, and this one. This one obviously going to be a lot more refined. Clear pots are going to be better, and all that. Engine probably detail and stuff is going to be a better kit. Let's be honest, it should be. It's with the age difference, but building it's the proof in the pudding and all that, isn't it? It's how it goes together. But to be honest with you, with HK, like I say, you've built a couple of them. I built that front end, and there's never seems to any issues with them. So
they're a nice kit. They go to the instructions are pretty straightforward. They're a crisp, sharp kit, so they go together. Everything butts up very nicely. There's no soft edges or rounded edges you're trying to marry up and stuff. So generally they go together. Say doing the Lancaster, no fit issues at all going through that. And again, the B29 B17 when I did that one, again, it was just a case of there's a few little things you just need to make sure they're sitted in properly, because you've got a lot going on inside, so they need to all line up to get them in. Again, a little bit of time, just making sure that everything's lined up nicely will pay dividends about seam lines and things like that. Because if you don't get them in properly, there's so much detail going on inside with bulkheads and that, you get one that's out of place, you're going to wonder why you got a seam. So just take your time with it.
I take it this. I've not seen it. I've not looked in one, but I presume this is riveted.
I assume so. I haven't looked either. Shall I be naughty? I'll be naughty, and we'll have a quick look. Normally I don't do this, so I'll just grab a fuselage and glasses. Right. Yes, fully riveted.
Yeah. So there's a
recess riveted all the way through. And to be honest, they are very fine. They're finer than what was on the Lanc.
Okay.
So very, very nice indeed. And again, just you lot will get this in the review. But also, I tell you what they've done very cleverly as well. On the blind side, you've got all that gorgeous detail. Yeah. And there's not a single ejector pin in there.
Right.
Oh, the slide moulding come into force, has it?
I don't know if it's slide moulded, but I'm wondering if they did what they did with the Lancaster and they used square ejector pins exactly the same size as the framing inside. So that's how they got it out. But I'm looking at it and I think they've done that because it's got injection moulding points on it from this side. So it's not like it came in from the outside. So I think that's how they've done it on there. But again, beautifully done. Looks very, very nice. Gives you an idea of scale. It's going to be about that big.
Which is, it's you know what, it's not overly big. No. That one I've got. It's not overly big aeroplane, so you're not tempted, Andy, with an 8K kit. And you don't own one, do you? An 8K kit?
Yeah, I've got a B17, the one that Phil didn't do.
You've got the Memphis Belle type one. The one I did the G with the gun underneath.
You've got an F, have you?
Yours is the earlier F, is it?
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah.
But no, very nice. To say, if you've never built, HK models before, and again, they're a little bit niche-y because they do a lot of 30-second scale stuff. And then obviously they're now making their way into these. Obviously, give them a go because they are very, very nice. Good, solid kits.
So that's a shout out to HK. More 48, please.
Yeah, more 48, please, definitely.
Because they are.
And to be honest, I know we're going to talk about it in a minute, but we'll segue it now, is that they've just broke my bubble because there's a certain other company we'll talk about in a moment that are going to bring out the B24. And I was hoping HK were going to bring out the B24, and I'd have a wall then of HK kits, bombers, heavy bombers of World War II. But it looks like it's been gazumped.
You know how we were hopping on about, obviously, this kit needed upgrading and other kits. Obviously, ICM are bringing out a B26 Marauder, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we've got that coming out as well, hopefully, sometime this year.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously said kit we'll be on about in a minute as well coming out, which I don't think it'll be a bad kit being theirs. I know obviously they get bashed and stuff, but it's still a new tool B24.
Yeah.
Whichever way you look at it, which again the old one is still the old monogram one, the only one available. So we'll see. It's going to be buildable, isn't it?
definitely.
They can't complain anymore because like literally everything's, as we've said for probably a year and a half, couple of years, he's like, oh, we need a new tool, and then it's actually starting to materialise, isn't it? So
it is now, yeah, absolutely.
Happy days.
It's like every time we seem to do our show, we talk about various things doing the podcast, and then the week later somebody announces one.
Yeah.
So
because we were literally on about yesterday.
We were talking about it yesterday. That was the thing, literally.
And I didn't know because I'd not looked at said site where it had been obviously announced that they're doing a 48th tooled one. And lo and behold, looking this one, oh look, there's one there coming out.
So after all of that, I know.
After crazy. All that weird world. So
yeah. So the other big news is obviously that, as you can see, yes. Just to put that into, it's that big. Look at the size of that. That's ridiculous. So
when you say big news, it's definitely big.
That's huge. That's probably one of the biggest kits I think I've seen. Well, definitely of a helicopter ever. So that is absolutely incredibly stupidly big. So to put this into prospect here, this thing's got a rotor diameter of basically just getting shy of 63 centimeters, right? So that's that. So obviously this is an A2 cutting mat to give you an idea. So, allowing for that, my cutting mat has got a tape saying 57, so allow a couple of centimeters each side. So it's still over that. So that's how big that is. That's just absolutely crazy. Arm length show thing. But yeah, it's literally an arm length. There we go.
Just for the rotor.
Just for the rotor disc is that big.
Those pictures don't include the tail rotor either, do they?
No, I did say that. I don't know. It doesn't include nose gear either, apparently, but hey-ho. But anyway, so then to put this into thing, if you were to be trying to display this, just to give you an idea of how much room you're going to need, we're assuming their measurements are right, but so we're looking at basically 77 centimetres from the tip of the forward rotor to the tail rotor. I'm assuming that's what they've done. So that's the room you're going to need. So that is 77 centimetres is that big. So here we are on my desk.
Inches for our colonial across.
What, in fathoms? That will be around about 30 inches, 30 and a quarter inches in metric, whatever.
Imperial, in it? Is it imperial? That metric? I can never remember.
That'd be imperial, I think.
Imperial,
so
isn't it?
That's in stormtrooper lengths. That would be. So, that's basically going to be around about 30 inches. So that is absolutely incredible, really. And like we were saying before, because by its nature it's quite a gangly thing, it's going to be quite a chunk down the middle. But we were also saying it's going to be a nightmare to take to shows if you've built one, because take your super glue with you.
Or a sturdy box to take it in.
Yeah,
but see, you're going to need a lot of room actually just to take that on its own. Never mind if you want to take other stuff, because it is big. I'd say when it arrives, obviously you'll get a review one anyway.
Yeah.
I want to put it up against obviously my Hella Super Frailon, because that's a big 35th helicopter kit, and just to see a size comparison. I've got a feeling that is longer for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll see when they come, because they are due end of this month, I think, if not beginning of next. So it's going to be here shortly.
I wonder if you'll see many at Telford this year.
I don't know. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, all the helicopter SIGs are like, oh my God, don't bring it, because we're having no room.
That's it. That will just have a table on its own.
It just sat there on its top. Yeah.
Yeah. Put some small ones underneath it if you run out of space.
But yes, it is a large lump, and it's very impressive. And we know we got one of our members at Flory Models. He scratch built one that was on display at Telford many years ago now. Well, 3 years ago now. And it looked amazing. It was fantastic. Really, really nice. But again, he's sort of been gazumped now. Somebody's made a kit of it. So yes, very, very nice. Very big. Practicalities, I'm a bit on the fence with that one. So unless I think you could have it, as we said, ceiling mount it to a fan and just have the blades whirling with it underneath. So you get a nice cool breeze in the summer, or warm air being blown down if it's in the winter. Yeah. And it can be practical kit.
So you could have like a Sheridan tank hanging off it, or a Huey, like we were saying, a Huey, or a cannon, or a ISO container, or whatever. You could have some good stuff. It's got a lot of possibilities.
There's a lot of possibilities. I'll be surprised I'm wondering if ICM might actually bring out some stuff for it. because obviously they do figures, and obviously the one that springs to mind is the medical unit that they used to ship around, as I say, and ISO containers, and various ones as well. So they could do some sort of support equipment for it like that. Would be a nice little offering.
Well, they've done it with the other helicopters that they've released, so I can't see why they're not going to do it with that one, because that's kind of ICM's style anyway, isn't it? They'll bring out the base kit, and then, like I say, down the line there'll be accessories for it. So I don't know. It's very left field. It's very, I wonder, came to that conclusion at ICM of let's do this in 35th. I'd like to have been in that room. Yeah. It was like, oh, look, this will be interesting to do.
I can imagine it's going to be quite a Marmite sort of helicopter as well, because it's not the most prettiest, let's face it, and for the roles it did, and because of its size, I think you'll get a lot of people just dismiss it. It's like, no, that's rubbish.
It's not prettiest, but it's something about it, though, isn't it?
I like it.
I still think, ideally, as you say, now they've done that. I know we spoke about it before we came on air. I would be surprised if they didn't go the whole hog and do it as a Jolly Green.
Yeah,
because it's there. So that would be an epic helicopter to actually do an old-fashioned Vietnam era, Jolly Green.
Oh, I'd be beside myself if they did a Jolly Green Giant 35th. That'd be epic.
That would
be brilliant.
Yeah, we often talk about bring out the, obviously but the crap kit first. Yeah. And then afterwards, you sort of milk the line, if you like, by adding the nicer kits. And it's, we've had shows, entire discussions on why do people do that. But I think it'd be one of those. I can see a lot of people going out and getting that one because it would be great for your stash and perhaps a longer project, something else like that. And then they'll come out and say, oh, we're going to do a CH-53 Jolly Green Giant, couple of miniguns hanging out the side and all the rest of it, proper Vietnam era one. And everyone would be like, oh my God, Oh, there'll be a little wet patch where I'm sitting if they ever did that, I tell you. But again, and obviously the big question is, will they downscale it? Because obviously ICM now have sort of done 48 scales. The Cobra we're talking about, really. And obviously, 35th scale, 32nd, and then down into, 48th. And we were saying practicalities, that would be a lovely kit in 48 scale. I think that's a sweet spot for most modelers. And again, let's face it, the Jolly Green's been done in 72nd. We've still got the old Revell one that floats around sometimes, isn't it, in the German markings? But again, completely overlooked, considering of what it is and, it's sort of role it's played. So it would be interesting.
Yeah.
So, but I'm quite excited about it. Even the practicalities are just nuts. Most people haven't even got a bench that big to work on. I'm really blessed here to have a huge bench. You could work on it, no problem. But if you didn't, and you're trying to explain to the missus or your partner, I'm just doing it on the kitchen table, love. She's there with a dinner, like, shift this crap. So it's not going to be an easy one to get out of the way. I'm thinking just a hoist. And you just have it on your table. I often call them dining room models, isn't it? And you go, hold on, I'll just hoist it up, and it just disappears up, hanging under your light.
It hovers into the abyss.
It hovers into the abyss, I'll bring it back in for a landing. So I can see people doing that with these. So, but no, really nice to see that it's coming along, though. I know, obviously, with ICM, with the troubles that we've had in that part of the world, it's one of those kits where I did honestly wonder if we would see it after happened, and it's nice to see that they're just keeping going, pulling through, and all the kits are coming to fruition as well. So very nice indeed. See that one?
Cool. So the other thing, shall we go to future releases, shall we?
Right, okay.
What's been announced in the Trump Trumpy Hobby Boss?
Yeah.
I Love Kit, whoever else is, they're under their wing of what's coming out, because there is some interesting stuff.
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to be clever then. How'd you make the screen bigger and smaller? Because I'm on a thing and it won't allow me. Hold on, there we go. Oh, I can't go bigger than that. Oh, yes, I can. There we go.
There you go.
That's about as big as I can get, I'm afraid. And this shine bit isn't me, it's them.
Yes, it is.
So unfortunately, it's not me. But as you can see, we've got some very nice things coming along down in here. So we've got 24th scale. They've got a Mustang. This is Trumpeter's, obviously, releases for this year. And we've got a Fokker Wolf. Now, obviously, that Fokker Wolf being 24th scale, have they done one before?
They've done a D9.
Yeah.
They've never, but I don't know if that's not been announced years ago, because sometimes with Trumpeter there's been stuff in there that's going to be released that we've never seen the light of day. I think a 30-second Devastator was one of the famous ones where that was it, and we've never seen it. No. Is that a thingy Mustang? Is that like a
that's one of the early ones, isn't it? That's a BC type, Mark III.
Yeah, because that's definitely not been released. They did a later one, didn't they? So
yeah.
We'll see if they get released. I don't know. Because there's rumours, this is rumours, so I don't know if this is true, but the 30-second Lightnings are coming back out, or one of them.
Yes.
Because they haven't been around for a very, very long time, but whether we'll see them, I don't know. We'll have a look. But yeah, new release-wise, that'll be interesting anyway.
Mm-hmm. So
obviously, you've built the Hurricane, and I've built the Hurricane 24th scale, and
they're
all right, aren't they?
It's all right, yeah, absolutely. I think they're absolutely fine. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they're old kits," and they'll dismiss them instantly. But the level of detail, and as you said, if you wanted to spend some time scratch building and adding some bits into there, they've got it all there. It's a great starter kit to jump off for a super detail.
I'd say they're very basic for the size.
Mm-hmm.
But then it caters for, like you say, if you just want to build it out of the box, it's not an overly complicated build, and it looks like Hurricane to me.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you say, you can go the old hog if you really want to super detail it and get to town with it. The base kit's there and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind it, to be honest.
No, I must admit, building mine, I was, like I did a little bit of work with mine with the engine. I exposed the engine. We put a little bit of detail into it. And I think that's all it really needed. You didn't need to go massively over the top, a little bit of wiring in there and that. And even the cockpit isn't that bad, But again, I think people totally dismiss them, And I don't understand why, because they're actually not too bad at all. I know accuracies, people are going to be like, but, it looks like a Hurricane to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get down the rivet counter mode, then obviously we know they can be flawed. But
yes,
and we'll get onto that later on when we get to some more releases.
That's it. But again, we've got some.
Sorry, go on. I was about to say. Go. I met me cough now.
Sorry, coughing now.
I was about to say with Trumpeter, a bit like ICM, they always come up with original releases. Something a bit, not the norm.
Yes.
Even the 24th stuff, you say, it's just a Mustang or whatever, but it's an early one. Everybody normally does a D, don't they?
Yeah.
Won't really touch an early one. So, and again, a 190, all right, it's not the most original release, but it's a 190. So, what's not to love about a 190? Plenty of options.
Helicopter, sorry, go on.
Oh, is that another Sky Raider on there? Third row down, third one across to the right. Can't see what it is. Fourth row down, third row in the little one.
Oh, no, that's an IL2, isn't it?
Was it an IL2, is it? Sorry.
Yeah, no,
that's a new tooled one, isn't it? That's a new release or something. Yeah.
So basically, they've got some helicopters down there in 35th. So we've got a couple of Hueys. These are the shorter versions, the earlier Hueys. I think that's like the Bs and the Cs. And again, you've got... it's a bit difficult to see because of the shine on it. I'm not sure. I think that's just a normal one, that one at the top, where we thought maybe a Navy one. But we've got another 35th scale Chinook coming in, but I thought they'd already done the A.
They have. They've got an A and a D out.
Oh, right. So this is the armed, basically, version of it. So this will be the Special Forces type one.
Right, okay.
So I assume they've just got some guns and bits and pieces, and maybe rocket pods even they used to throw on the early Chinooks. So we've got those. We already know so much about some of these anyway. So the Hound we've already got out. I've already done the review on that. The MI8s and the 16s, the HIPs, the 17s are in there as well. Looks like we've got the Z10, which is China's version of the Apache.
Yeah.
Type thing. And then again, you've got the Fairy Fulmar, which...
Hey?
Yeah. It's a bit like going to have... Do you remember, like, 10 years ago, Trumpeter used to release stuff like this, British, World War II, pretty obscure stuff. And they went through... Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, your Supermarine Spiteful and your Wyverns and all
that's
that
it.
Sort of
all the ones no one, unless you're UK, you have ever heard of, they were releasing. So it looks like they're going back to a little bit of that. Yeah. We got the Fairy Battle as well.
Which again is one of them which is really overlooked, because we were thinking like that's a perfect Airfix release, a Fairy Battle.
Yeah.
Either in 72nd or 48th, and they've not gone near it, and obviously now the Trumpy one's coming out, because I think the only other Fairy Battle in 48 I can think of is the old classic airframes one. I think.
Yeah.
And that's old.
Yeah, very old.
Old and really hard to get hold of. Even if I'm correct with that, I'm not 100% sure myself. But again, it's, people are going to go, oh, is it accurate? Is it this and well, it's quite a Fairy Battle, isn't it? So
yes, yeah.
Different.
And again, IL2s we spoke about before, so a nice one. Last time out was Tamiya released theirs, wasn't it? I think it was
done
a few years ago now, but they did an IL2.
Yeah.
And obviously another sort of surprise, there's the one, is the SU-25. So obviously Zvezda have released theirs, but because no one spoke about it, no one reviewed it, no one touched it, because obviously with Russia invading Ukraine, it got completely overlooked, although it is actually quite a nice kit. Obviously Trumpets are bringing out one as well.
We did actually sell a shed load of them, even though we never even
just nobody admits to buying one.
Yeah, it's one of them secret buys, isn't it?
It literally got released as they invaded, wasn't it? And it was like, okay. And it's funny because, as I say, online nobody went near it, though I didn't even do it either. So
it's but obviously because Trumpy's got their 32nd SU-25, haven't they? Which have been out for a long time, which always looks really nice built up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big lump, but it always looks good. So hopefully we'll see with that. A
couple of other new things down in their 72nd Intruder family. So it looks like we've got the A right the way up to the Tram version. We've also got the Prowler. And again, we haven't seen a Prowler 72nd. What we got? Airfixes and Hasegawa?
Matchbox,
yeah. The classic
Airfix
Matchbox.
did a Prowler, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah.
God, you don't even think of that, do you?
That. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there's not many of them around, is there?
No, and obviously the other one is the old Hoover, the Vulnerable Viking.
That's an interesting release because I was on about that earlier. And like I say, you've got the old Airfix one from the 70s, or the Hasegawa kit, which is again is hard to get hold of. And I don't know much about the Hasegawa kit. I don't think I've ever actually seen that. Have you ever built one? Seen it?
No, never done it. So the only one I ever did was the old Airfix one back in the day when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But again, as I say, the world's crying out for that aircraft because it'd be nice to see a nice new one in 48. But so we've still got the old Esky one.
Because it wouldn't now you've got yours.
Well, this is it. I have got one thanks to Matt. He sent me his down. But anyway, we've got a Farmer down there as well. Which again, there's a few of those out in different flavours. And again, we've got a couple of transport aircraft. I can't think what that one actually is. It's what is that one? Can't see it. Is that a the bottom one there? Don't know what that is, to be honest.
I don't know. And
it's a Chinese bomber.
Hey, I say answers on a postcard.
Yeah, that's it. And that's it. And obviously, you've got the rest of their sort of catalogue down in here.
Yeah.
For the new bits and everything else coming down in here.
I presume there's going to be a lot of armour coming out as usual from them.
Yeah. So we got new stuff down in there, absolutely lots of it. So again, unfortunately, this is their 1/16 scale stuff.
Oh, new in there, is there?
Well, I don't know. I'm not up onto that too much. There's lots of Stugs.
I'm just saying if there's has it got a new little thing on the corner to say it's a new release?
Nothing says new, does it?
None of them actually say new.
No,
so
fair enough.
But yeah, again, it's one of those ones where, as you say, unfortunately, this is as good as we get at the moment. Oh, sorry, I don't know what that is. So, yes. 72nd. Yeah, I can't see anything. Well, it does say new items up here for these. So we've got some various stuff down in there. Military vehicles looks about the same. Some more of the aircraft ones. So, yes. Very nice. So down in here, we have something we were calling out before, and that is, you can just about make it out just down in here in the middle. As I say, the pictures are just placeholder ones, as you can see down in here. We've got the Liberator, 48 scale Liberator.
B-24J.
Nice, wasn't it?
So,
it will, actually. Yeah. It's long overdue in 48, a newer tooled one.
Yes. So again, that'll be quite a nice one to see that, because again, we were sort of saying we're hoping sort of really that HK were going to do it, but obviously not, which makes sense because obviously Hobby Boss released the 32nd one.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Back in the day. So yeah, that was quite a, it was not a detailed kit, but everything was there. It was a good jump off point. And the price wasn't too bad, 'cause it was about 100 quid back then. Don't know what it is now.
It's
Probably
gone up a little
150
bit
now.
For the size of it, because there's a lot of styrene in there. Do you know what I mean? Because they're Invaders, the same 32nd Invader.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much all there. You can go to town with it, because when you see them built up, anyway, the B24s always look good.
Yeah, definitely.
Put one at that scale, but they always look good.
Yeah. So we've got some nice bits and pieces down in there. We've got a couple of Hurricanes, 48 scale, Mark II Trops.
Well, they just saying that the Mark 1, what was bringing, was it last year or whenever, is doing by the end of this month.
Oh, right. Cool.
We'll have to see what it's like, just to have a look at one.
Very nice. And we got a couple of Messerschmitts 109s. We've got obviously the Trop version again, and we'll see which one is that. That's an E, 109E.
It's an E, yeah. It's an early one, isn't it? It's an M. Yeah.
So very nice indeed.
Yeah,
those all look nice.
I'll say it'd be really interesting to go to the B24 and have a look at that.
So yeah, and it looks like obviously for this catalogue as well, we've got a couple of Corsairs in various vises as well. So again, it's a bit awkward trying to see these pictures when there's a glare on it. One job, and this is off their official website as well. This is not like some scammy thing. This is actually off of their website.
Yeah.
So
turn the light off.
Yeah, that's it. One job. So, but anyway, some nice stuff down in there. As I say, interesting ones to go through. And again, it's quite nice because we've got excited about it again. We've got some nice releases coming along.
Yeah.
We've got some definite stuff to look forward to. As and when it comes out, don't know.
Yeah.
But it is nice to get excited about the hobby again when you see some nice new releases to get you all going again, you know? Because
let's be honest, Nuremberg's been a bit disappointing.
It was a bit flat, wasn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, I weren't expecting loads, to be honest, but it was a bit sort of, in it. It's one of them. I mean,
it's nice. Yeah, it's nice when you get companies, as say, like Tamiya, normally, apart from didn't bother at Nuremberg, but again, I'm wondering if they're just holding out for Suzuka and going to do a big thing there.
Yeah.
But again, when you get companies like Trumpeter and usually Tamiya and that, and it's pretty close, it's not miles away and it's not just a placeholder like certain companies do. So again, you can get excited about it because it's coming down the line, and that's the thing. So, yeah, definitely. Right, okay, so where do you want to start? Over on the PM store. Do you want to go look at, have we got any new arrivals?
Yeah, there's a few new arrivals, yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there is.
Okay, so we've got Hobby 2000s. These are the 32nd scale 110s.
Yes, they are.
Nice desert one there.
The Dragon one Reebok.
So this is the Dragon kit, yeah? What's the Dragon kit like? I've never built one.
Really good, actually. So,
is it?
Yeah, by far the best in scale for a 110 in 32nd. Not that it's got a lot of competition, but it's really, really detailed. It is a good kit, to be honest.
Yeah.
And actually, for the price, for that boxing, if you want a Dragon one, when they release them, they're a lot more expensive than an LB 2000 boxing, because Revell have not long re-released it as well.
Yeah.
So if you do want one, the time now to get one in either, if you can get a Revell boxing or our box, they'll be 2000 because of the price. That's if Dragon release it again, it will be expensive.
Very nice. We've got in, obviously, you'll see the review of it. Obviously, this is that the B25J.
Yep.
So that's very nice as well. Another one back in is the Arctic Cobra in 48 scale this time.
Yeah, well, that's the one that obviously we had the special hobby one in, didn't we? With all the bits and bobs. And this is now the release from ICM, their own kit, into it, so their own boxing. I quite like that version. I think it's quite cool in the bright.
It is colourful with the red and the white, definitely. Yeah. So that one's quite nice as well. Obviously, we've got the Hurricane still.
Yeah.
Beautiful kit.
Keep selling now, getting them back in.
Yeah, very nice kit indeed. And again, then the usual bits and pieces from last week. So we've still got, we've got the Edards, the Bulldogs, the Mastiff.
Spitfire up.
Spitfire with the nice box art.
Because that's box art.
Yeah, no, it is good box art on that.
That is a cool bit of box art, that is. Weekend issue. We've had quite a restock actually of Edard stuff, Airfix as well. We've got quite a good restock of Airfix back in and other stuff. So yeah, go check them out. We've got Attacker order coming in restock of Attacker, that's on its way in. Obviously, we've then just had an AK order come in. We've got another one on its way as well. That's just gone in. So hopefully within a couple of weeks I'll be back in, which will fulfill another pre-order. And then obviously just stock. So yeah, loads of things are obviously coming and going as usual in the place.
Very nice. As I've fallen a little bit back with the reviews, but as I say, I'm planning on painting this afternoon, but tomorrow I will get a couple of reviews done. So hopefully we'll get that massive review up with you.
Yeah.
That one will be up. What was the other one? Oh, the Stug. I'll get the Stug done, and then I'll get straight onto this one beginning of next week as well.
Yeah.
So we'll get back on with the reviews. So not a problem with all of those. Anywhere else in the store you want to have a look?
No, I think we're all pretty much...
We're all stocked up.
We're all stocked up, we're all sorted, yeah, to be honest.
Very nice indeed. Right, okay.
So mentioning about the Meng Sanders, if people haven't seen them already, we've got a special section for the Meng Sanders.
Yes,
we've got refills now.
There's a question in our questions about these, so we'll be back in here in a minute.
And also VMS has got its own section down the bottom.
Yeah, we said about those last week.
There we go. So, I just think people haven't seen it.
Yes. So there we go. Right, okay, should we pop over to questions?
Yes.
To pre-orders, sorry.
Well, pre-orders, yes.
Do you want to mention the clock?
Yes, I do, yeah.
We got your mug there rolled up as well. I thought you'd do both together.
So
go on then, you can talk us through this. This is your babies.
So the mugs are obviously in, and the boxes just turned up, so we'll be doing what we need to be doing to get you to pay for them. So that's obviously for the members. We have got some over, so they are going to go into general sale as soon as we've sorted out the pre-order on the mugs. So they've come in and very nice to look too.
Very nice indeed.
Yes. Nice for the merch. Excuse me. And also, we've got some clocks as well. Potentially got some clocks as well coming in. So if you're interested in a nice clock for your cave,
yes,
get your name down.
Put your name down for a clock. As I say, these will be a pre-order type item, and again, they might be in batches. We have to order them in, so if we've got any over, they'll spill out onto the main site as well.
Yeah.
But so if you're looking for something to adorn your man cave,
I'll be having one for my room anyway.
Yes, unless it's a really... I've got one up there from the Royal Air Force, to be honest. And it's got the old, north, east, west and time thing all the way around it. And it's a lovely clock, don't get me wrong. But it's the loudest clock in the world. So I've had the batteries out of it because literally you sit here filming and this thing's going clunk, clunk, clunk. It's like I've got a grandfather clock in here. So quickly batteries come out of that.
Matt's got one in that room he's in now, but obviously the batteries have gone because that used to make a right racket.
Yeah, but that's just you. You've got this phobia about clocks ticking.
I know, but when you're trying to edit a video and all you can do is dot, dot, dot.
Well, you're not getting out of game one of our clocks, so you're going to have to live with it.
Yes, fair enough. So anyway, we've got some clocks. So they're about 20 centimetre across. They're glass.
Apparently.
I didn't know that until that very second. I didn't realise they were glass. I just read
it. Glass fronted.
Glass fronted. So
it's not that picture, but the actual background looks great. But it's actually got PM.
Yeah, it's got the PM logos all the way around the outside as well.
It looks really nice.
So, like I say, we're dipping into the merch this year as well. So there's other things down the line, but we're just seeing the mugs have gone pretty well. People have been obviously getting the name down for the mugs. So clocks and other bits and bobs we'll see.
Pants. Socks, all the essentials.
Fucking pen.
Yeah, it's a company that your wife deals with quite a lot, isn't it? So
he does our tops. And...
does these things. So that was sort of like talk to them, and Matt's talked to them, and come up with some ideas, and that was one of his ideas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They showed me, and it's like, oh, that's quite cool. I like that. So we'll see if anybody's interested. So we could do it.
And it's weird. Are all printers called Dan?
Well,
because my printer who does all ours, my chief lead there, he's called Dan. Your printer's called Dan as well, so it's like. But yeah, the other nice thing is obviously what we tend to do with all the merch, it doesn't matter if it's Flory merch or obviously PM merch, is we keep it local. So these aren't just mass-made bulk out of China jobs; they're actually from our local printers and people like that as well. So that's quite nice as well. We try and support the local businesses.
All I can say is, Dan, in a few years' time, we're sorry.
Yeah, he'll be loving it.
No, I mean, when Matt's like Phil's, they never seem to stay around for long, do they?
Well,
oh no, no.
Gloss over that. Just because I've been through a few printers, it's not my fault. They all died.
That's Phil's curse, not mine.
That's my curse of there. I did say to Dan when we first did the contracts with them, I said, how are you feeling? Had any medical issues recently just before I sign up to this and then find out you can't do it anymore? So anyway, he's fine. He's young. He's youth. He's got the spring of youth on his side. He'll be all right, unlike us lot. Right, okay, so we got those. So if you fancy any of the mugs, the pre-orders, bits, pieces, all coming your way. We said about these before, but we got the Hueys, more Hueys. They're going to have more Hueys and shake a stick out this year with everyone coming out with them. But that's the old Dragon. That's the D, so it's the longer version with the crew in there. So if you fancy any of those, they're really good kits. How comes this one's back up again?
It's not. It's a different one.
I thought, they're doing 3 versions. Didn't we have all 3 up in the first place?
No, we only had
oh, right, okay.
Well, somebody asked if we were doing this one as well, so ease of the world.
Yes, so basically it's the same as the other E, apart from this one comes with 4 versions.
Apparently you get some photo etch and some 3D printed parts with it as well.
You do with all of them, don't you, I think?
Oh, do you? All right,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all with them. They're all the standard kits. It's just obviously... this is the E version, which has got 4 marking options instead of the other one. I think it just comes with 2. So, yes.
One members asked about that
well,
one.
With again, they probably do at some point.
They are very close.
Very close.
Very close indeed.
Extremely close.
Spoke about it earlier, but if you do want to put your name down for this small helicopter, then that's what you're going to go for. You can put your name down for that one on the pre-order as well. What else have we got down here? The Fire Scout.
Yeah.
As well. Nice one.
Which is, it says new release, but I'm sure that did not come out a few years ago.
I thought it did as well.
I have no idea.
But this is a 1+1 kit. Perhaps that's what they mean.
All right.
So, yes, pass. Because obviously they're doing it with the different fronts on. You can have the funny one and this one. That was at REACT years ago. I remember seeing it thinking, what's that? And it was sat there.
And we've also got the Tamiya Panzer 470. Next to the Fire Scout, you just next to it. We were on it.
God, now I've moved my eyes. They've
so yeah, the middle of up. That was there.
There it is.
This was their one of their new release ones. It's the
Nuremberg. So a couple of months we'll be seeing that.
Yes.
Comes with the photo etch side armor, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's got the mesh side armor.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Useless bit of a thing. It's fishing hooks attached to grenades. You know why they did that? Right. This is the useless things you read, but apparently they stick fishing hooks to grenades. So because they used to chuck grenades through windows to clear buildings, World War II.
Yeah.
And then obviously what they used to do, they just put up a bit of netting, so the grenade would hit it and fall back out. So wonder who's throwing it at you. Good idea. So obviously we'll up that. So they put fishing hooks. So when you chuck the grenade out, hooks onto the net, explodes, clears the room still. Clever.
You're supposed to actually post them through rather than throwing them through, because I've actually found out that throwing them hits door frames and things and bounces back.
Comes back at you. I think this was just the clearing windows.
Was that your own experience?
That was my own experience. Luckily, it was a practice one. So.
Practice round come back at him.
I bet you still ran.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was like we had marshals there saying that we were all dead. So after my second, because I dived on the floor and did it again, hit the door frame again, and came back, and they said, no, you're all dead.
Oh, that's,
cheery.
To say, well, at least you learnt on a dud one and not a real one.
Yeah, true.
Keep that in
It's a bit where he threw himself on the grenade to save his friends. Doesn't count because it's a dud. Because clearly he would have been out the window if it had been a live one and left everyone to it.
Yeah.
Right, anything else we need to talk about?
Sorry, hold on. So going back to all these films then, where you see him chucking grenades in buildings, is absolute codswallop then?
You're supposed to just post it so you're at the door and then...
You roll them in, don't you?
Yeah. You can chuck them in, but so don't throw it from 5 foot away and...
Yeah.
Because it then doesn't go through the door.
Yeah, or you just miss the door and it just hits the wall where you are.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, if your aim's not very good.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so you got all your bits and pieces down in there, as always, for the pre-orders for the members. So if you want to get anything at a bit of a bargain price and obviously secure it as well, pop it in there. Okay, over to questions because we're sort of running out of time here.
Yes.
Tim says, hi guys, thank you for all your hard work. He's just been given a Revell 148 scale F15E kit number 04550. The bag inside the paper has a label that says made in Korea, so I'm assuming this is a rebox of the Academy kit. The detail looks good, but I don't know the kit at all. Are there any issues to look out for?
Do you want
to tell him, or shall I?
Well, Andy did a bit of research, didn't you, Andy?
Yeah, all the Revell ones that I can find are either Monogram or Revell. I can't find Academy's ever reboxed one. They've ever reboxed an Academy kit as a Revell kit, so we're not sure whether or not it's an Academy kit that's been put into a Revell box.
Yeah. Because the Revell one as well, if you look at the mould, it actually says Revell of Germany, blah, 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 all inside it. It doesn't say anything about made in Korea, unless suddenly Revell of having them done in Korea. Yeah. That's where they're coming from. But, yeah, as far as I know, it shouldn't be. So it's an interesting conundrum, that. I've never seen one that says in. But the thing is, it sounds like, because if you ever buy Academy kit or even perhaps a rebox that somebody else has done for it, you will see it has those plastic, the little paper in there that says made in Korea. Yeah. I know when I got the F4s for the Edard redid, they all had them in there. And I think, obviously, if you ever get any reboxes from Hasegawa, they always say made in Japan, you know? So I'm just wondering, but I've never seen one from anything from Germany. From Revell of Germany.
And not for an E either. You know, if it was for the C or whatever, because I know, did you build the C?
I built the Academy C, didn't you? Yeah.
But see, the box art number that he's quoting is the Revell F15E.
Yeah.
But why would it be?
I don't know.
But
our only worry is that somebody's just slipped you an Academy kit inside a Revell boxing.
Yeah, with Revell decals and instructions that won't
marry up. Yeah,
I don't know. You need to do a bit more digging into that and whack some photos up. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it. It's one of the mysteries we need to know.
It is a mystery, that. We'll do a little bit more digging on that one.
If it is a Revell one, it's a nice kit, isn't it?
It's a really good. Yeah, it's one of Revell's better kits, definitely from their golden era. The Rafale, you know. So no, very nice indeed. So hopefully it is, and it's fine. But I don't know. I've never seen that before.
No.
Andrew says, hi all, just watching last Friday's 3rd of Feb show. Phil, you mentioned that Matt had reviewed, well, it wasn't a review, we just spoke about really, the new Meng Sanders, but can't find it. Could you point me in the right direction for the video? It was only we were talking about it on the last Tuesday show, whatever it was that we did together.
No, we did do one last Thursday. Perhaps it was Thursday.
It must have been the Thursday show you got them out and we're going through it.
We spoke about them. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, go to the last Thursday live show and night. Matt got them out and was showing them and all the rest of it on there.
Yeah, not used them in anger yet, but I'm sure we'll do at some point. Just nothing to sand, to be honest. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Trevor says, I was wondering if you guys know of any weapon sets in 172nd for modern Russian, Chinese, indigenous aircraft. All we can find is the old Dragon sets and the US weapon sets made by Tamiya.
Did Meng do any 72nd ones?
No.
The Italeri one did the German set, didn't they? Was it Italeri did the German one?
Yeah, but he's asking for Soviet and China.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to get close because I can't think of anything Soviet or...
I cut off top of my head if anybody does one. To be honest with you, if you're going to be looking at stuff like that, you need to be looking at the Eastern European companies. You need to be looking at Zvezda, possibly early ICM, companies like that, because they will do them, you know. I don't know.
Trumpeter did a 48 scale modern weapons set years ago. It was awful.
I'm about to say, with Trumpeter, if you bought one of their SU, whatever, you get so many weapons with them. You get more than you'll ever want.
If you buy, I think their SU-24 kit, the 72nd one, comes with an absolute ton of everything in that kit. You get more weapons than you do kit.
I bet their 34 does as well. Their fullback.
Yeah.
Well, if you know which Chinese GBUs or sidewinders you want, whatever they call them, Do Edar do any brassing ones?
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Edar do a lot of that type of thing in 72nd as well, and 48th for standalone. They're a bit expensive.
Oh,
but...
I'll tell you who might do it in Res Kit.
Yeah, Res Kit.
They do loads
of
they do lots of stuff and weapons. So they, if you all right to spend that sort of cash on them, I can't think of anybody else, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
No, not off the top of my head.
Right, John says, hi team, quick question for Andy. Probably not a PM question, but I wanted to ask where he bought the narrow edge window hose vent that he showed on Thursday's show a week or so ago. He's looked everywhere, but he can't find one for his extractor. In the meantime,
mine actually came with the old, the cheap Chinese fold down. They're not even that cheap, really, are they? Fold down extractors you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
I bought one of them originally years ago, and it came with that.
I'm pretty sure if you go on Amazon or eBay and put in, I think they call them like window external, because they do it for tumble dryers and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, in fact, let me just grab it. I don't know whether I can get it in front of the camera. Oh my God, Bennett. We're talking about.
Yeah, one of those. So it just goes from like is it a 4-inch hose?
Yeah, the standard
4-6 inch, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
into like a
stormtrooper inches.
Yeah.
So and then it goes a little one, then you can just wedge it in your window.
Yeah.
I know some people, if you've got like patio sliding doors, they'll put it in and then put a fillet in as well.
Yeah.
And you can do it that way.
Move everything around now.
So yeah, have a look at that. If not, I think if you go onto certain companies, airbrushing type companies who sell extractors and things, you might be able to buy it in there. But honestly, I think if you have a look on Amazon or on eBay and just put in window jam or whatever they call it, narrow extractor thing, you can come up with it. Because they do it, I know they do it for tumble dryers, and it's the same size hose. I think it's a 4-inch hose on those, isn't it? I think
it's
maybe
bigger,
6,
actually. Yeah,
6-inch hose, whatever it is.
In fact, I can tell you because.
Oh. He's got one.
No, we ordered. Don't say what size they are. I had a problem with my extractor coming out of the loft, out of the bathroom, going through the loft.
Right.
Needed some new clips for it.
Oh, right.
So they're the clips for it, and it doesn't say on the box what size they are. Typically.
Fair enough. Always the way.
Yeah.
Right. Okie dokie then, guys. If we're done, sorted.
We are, yeah.
We will leave it there, and everyone can go off now and get really excited about giant kits.
The mugs will be sorting out, hopefully today. Look and see what time it is.
Are they dishwasher safe?
It's 11:30. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Only because everybody asks me every time we put them on sale. Everyone says, "Are they dishwasher safe?" And bearing in mind, mine are always in the dishwasher. I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. I have mine because I'm eco-friendly at a cool thing in the dishwasher, and I've never had a problem with it." So look, here's.
Ever thought to ask that?
Are they my wife safe?
No, definitely not that. No way.
Did you see what everyone was putting in the chat yesterday when we were talking about it on the chat? Everyone was saying about it. Just is Andy's going to be like made of rubber, or are you just going to send him one of the seconds anyway? Because he's going to break it.
Hey, I'm going to remove the handles just to save her a job.
Just take the handle off.
Yeah, there you go. Look like that. That's how
it. We'll colour it in white. We'll knock the handle off. It'll be fine. Anyway, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you for joining us. As always, absolute pleasure. You get all your stuff over at the PM store as well. So just pop along to the PM Models UK store. As I say, it changes all the time because Andy updates it all the time. Day and night, never sleeps, even when he's in the bath. No, don't. No.
when he's sat on the toilet.
Yeah, when he's sat on the toilet, he's updating the site. So obviously it's always changing. We've always got new stuff coming in. As I said, you know what it's like these days. We don't get a lot of heads up. It just arrives normally, which is quite nice because it's a surprise for everybody. And then obviously we'll pass it on. I will get on with these reviews back end of this week as well. So those will be appearing all over the internet if you want to see what the kits look like as well. Right, okay then, that's it from us. Live show tomorrow is with Matt. Well, it's not live, it's a recorded version of his vlog. And the next part of his build is up as well, isn't it?
Got the next part of his build, part 2, which is we've tried something slightly new at the end, which the third part will be completely new.
Oh, wow. That's it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
You might not even notice on the next part.
He's chomping at the bit now.
He is to see it. So that would be good.
And then his vlog, but then also there might be a test review that he's done.
Oh right, okay.
Going up.
Very nice. Surprise, surprise. Stay tuned. Look out for it tomorrow. Right, okay, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world. We'll be back with you next week. So happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.